Antoine's going to be crowned your WR Season 10 champion.
And history's been made. Ballina, the first WOR PS4 champion. What a championship, what a season. Absolutely phenomenal.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to the very first season on the PC platform for World Online Racing League. Sign-ups are done, time trials are done, placements are done, teammates are decided, and now we're ready for some fantastic action under the lights as we open Season 11 at the Sakhir International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Construction of the circuit started in 2002, but it was first hosted in Formula 1 back in 2004, where it was hosted as a day race at an unusually cloudy sky, where we saw Ferrari take a 1-2 with Michael Schumacher taking the win. We've seen some epic duels back in the day, like in 2014, where it started becoming a night race, where we saw Lewis Hamilton versus Rosberg fighting it out, and more recently in 2021, Hamilton versus Verstappen, two championship contenders. I hope we see a really close championship this season, and you're about to see the Tier 2 take to the grid tonight. My name is Jessica Ball, one of your commentators for the entire season in Tier 2, but I'm not alone. Joining me in the commentary box for the whole season is Adya Singh. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. I'm very excited for the race, and I'm hoping this is a very good one. I'm very excited that the WOR came with the PC tier as well. I know they've been only doing the Xbox and the PS. Now this is going to be a very exciting season.
Yes, it is. 20 of the drivers, which I have to say are definitely a class of the future and stars of the future, and definitely want to make it into Tier 1 one day of WOR, but Tier 2 is the place to be for them at this moment in time. So we're going to be looking at the calendar that we've got lined up for this season, and trust me, it is pretty damn amazing. We're starting off with Bahrain today, obviously, and then next week we head to Japan. Then we got China, Canada, Austria, Britain, Hungary, Belgium, USA, Mexico, Portugal, and then we've got Saudi Arabia and Imola. Obviously, those three tracks are pending if they're on the game or not, because they may not be. And then the final track of the season, ending on December 5th, is in Brazil, and what a finale to do it as. And then we have got a fantastic driver lineup for you as well. So we got in the Mercedes, VRT Fritzton and Joshua Kazani. In the Red Bull, we got Shazoo Neon and Shazoo Ace, our full Shazoo lineup there. In the Ferrari, we got Tom Martinez, famous content creator from Boloche, is looking to make a name of himself in WRL. He's looking very, very good in the social races as well. Partnering him will be Vexit, also in Team Shazoo. In the McLaren, we have Lifted and Days Rhombus, both of them not here tonight. They will be replaced by reserves, which I'll go through a little bit about that in a minute. In the Alpine car, we have Primoz Mikhailov, also known as QVR Cookie. He will be reverting to his full name later on in the season, and partnering him is Shazoo Nomzi. In the Aston Martin, we got a full VSR lineup of Floris Byers and Mr. Anker. In the AlphaTauri, we got JSD and Jay Vahahe. In the Alfa Romeo, we got Shazoo Risky and Shazoo Christian Sendel. Now, watch out for the Alfa Romeo lineup. They're looking to be definitely a full force. In the Haas team, we have LR Sally and Alp Ozkaya. And in the Williams, another strong lineup, Ruben Petronio and Modesto Mena. Both of them came from the PS4 platform. I'm looking to make a name for themselves on PC, and we'll keep an eye on the reserves for tonight. So replacing Vexit tonight, we have Luca in the Ferrari. Replacing Fritzen in the Mercedes is Kerfuffle. In replacing Days Rombus in the McLaren, we got Carter Lundy. And replacing lefted in the McLaren as well as a reserve is VRT Rainbow. So without further ado, I know you guys want to get through to some action. So we're going to do that. A full 20 car grid tonight, which is what we want to see. And everyone is just ready to get going at the moment. Now, tyres is not the best around here, but we've got a mixture of tyre strategies at the moment. A few drivers are opted for the medium tyres to start off their banker laps, whereas quite a few people have gone for the softs. Don't forget, they only have 3 sets of softs for this short qualifying session. This is not Tier 1, where there's a full qualifying session. Tier 2, 3 and 4 are completely different. It's a normal 18-minute qualifying session and then the 50% race. So plenty of opportunities to be ambitious with the strategy, but are you surprised a few people have gone for the mediums?
Not really. The tire wear is very high on this track in this game, not exactly like the last game. So I actually thought that most of them should have gone for mediums. I'm pretty surprised that a lot of them haven't. So it will be very interesting to see where they land, and it will be very interesting to see how the strategies pan out during the whole race. Because as we know, the soft to hard is not exactly easy here now. Soft to medium, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, soft to hard is a recommended strategy, but we did see someone do 18 laps on the medium compounded tyres to go onto the soft, so it's easily doable, but you've got to be very, very good on your pace. So we're seeing a couple of people starting their laps in. I'll find someone on board actually on a lap, Christian Sendel, who was looking very, very good in some races I've seen before, but he's a little bit further, well, a little bit out on his out lap, so I'm not going to follow him. We might just go on board with the Mercedes actually, VRT Josh, who is going towards the final corner now. Now you got to watch out for the curbs in this game because it could be a little bit more deadly compared to the previous game. You got to be careful to not touch it too much because otherwise you're going to be ending up into a spin. A few corners to watch out for that turn 7 and turn 12 as he heads towards turn 1 now. A little bit of a slide for him, so not the perfect lap, but these drivers are going to be on higher fuel loads at this moment in time, so probably they're going to be a lot better than this lap. Now they're going to be heading towards turn 4, and his DRS was wide open there just before it, and now we're heading to a section where we saw Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen battle to the death for the final couple of laps of the Grand Prix, past turn 7 and heading towards turn 8 then. Very, very nicely does it to the right hand side. Now you're going to be heading towards one of the hardest braking zones on the track, turn 10, and you're going to be heading towards turn 11. Not very slidey there, absolutely perfect through there, and you're now going to be heading on with the DRS once again. You can overtake here, but it is very, very tricky sometimes, so you're now going to be heading towards past into turn 12, which is a little bit of a king. I like to call it understeery central, this part of the track, so I sometimes tend to bin it there as well.
Especially for this game, that's true.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Adja there as we head towards this back straight past turn 13, heading towards turn 14 as well. He's looking to qualify inside the top 10. The top 10 will have to start on the tyre that they set their fastest lap on. So VRT Josh comes across the line, and it's going to be a really good benchmark time of a 124.825. The current fastest time is a team I said to watch out for, Shazoo Risky, with a 124.4. Now I'm expecting pole time to be a little bit quicker, 124.2, 124.1. Pole time, obviously in Tier 1, was expected to be a lot higher than Tier 2, but obviously this is a lower tier, lower expectations, of course. Now, Carter Lindy, I've seen race around this track. He's known for giving some great comebacks, and since he only stepped in last minute, I believe it was about 20 minutes before he was called in to reserve for us, which is kind of like a Nico Hülkenberg, but let's see if he lives up to the pressure and see what he can do. Luckily, he's raced in Bahrain in a few other leagues as well, so this should be a familiar track for him.
I think everyone has been racing Bahrain for the last 2 weeks, or practicing Bahrain for the last 2 weeks. Given that it is the first track for all the leagues, I'm pretty sure everyone is up to pace here. As you can see, everyone is putting in times that is almost in the low 24s. Like the Alfa Romeo squad has locked up the P1 and P2 right now, and this is their banker laps. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting race. I am seeing everyone going away from the medium tires since they couldn't stay in the top 10 with those medium tires and shifting to the softs.
Yes, Tom Martinez set his best lap time on the medium tyres, which, to be fair, for Tier 2 drivers, it looks pretty good as well. And when he was on Twitter talking about his league racing season, both on PSGR and WR, he is very, very excited on how it's going to go on the F1 2021 game. And he's definitely showing that tonight. At the moment, I wonder if he's going to aim for a P11 or I wonder if he's going to aim inside the top 10. But the Alfa Romeo boys, definitely the fastest on the block. But look at the Williams driver of Ruben Pedronio. Like we said, came straight from PlayStation, but there was a few races where he did go on the PC in other leagues for the final season, and he looked very, very good as well. 124.438, a few hundreds clear of Shazoo Risky right now. I'm just seeing if Nomsy is on a lap as he's just about to actually start a lap heading towards turn 1. I'm just seeing an Alpine car, I believe, heading towards the final corner. I believe he's on an out lap as well, so there's no point following him. We got Cartalundi maybe? Cartalundi, Cartalundi has unfortunately invalidated his lap time, Adia. Unfortunate for him, so he goes into the pits.
Nomsy goes with the fastest first sector. He's going through the very high downforce section of the track right now.
Yes.
Let's see if he can pull it off.
Yes, the Haas driver looking good at the moment, past turn 7 into turn 8 right now. Sometimes having purple on the track map may not necessarily mean they're purple overall, but we don't know. But he's looking quite good. Oh no! He's compromised his exit into turn 10, like I said. Very, very tricky.
Does not invalidate his lap.
He luckily did not invalidate. I was a bit worried that he was going to invalidate for a second there, but he's looking so compromised on exit, heading towards past turn 12, and I think for somehow he's got purple sector 2. That is a lie on the game, I have to say.
That's a glitch. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that
After
either.
all those switches, it's not possible to have a faster second sector.
Yeah, so
Oskaya
comes across the line past turn 14, heading towards turn 15 and 16. It's kind of like a little kink, as it were, as well. So here comes the Haas driver. What can he do? He stays in 7th. He stayed in 7th, but his lap time has improved. So he must have found time in the final sector.
Yeah, probably. Shazoo Nomsy goes to P3 on those tires, new tires. That was a pretty good lap. So it's a P2, 3, and 4 for Shazoo right now.
Yes,
looking very good for the academy.
Yes, I have to say, Shazoo are doing very, very well with bringing up drivers from these lower tiers as well and helping them develop into the top tiers eventually as well. And is exactly the case for all the other leagues as well on PC. It's absolutely brilliant as well, as most people in the top 6 are on their R-Labs. JC, who is currently in 5th, used to be in sync, but he is doing a phenomenal job in P5 right now as the top, I would say top 12 are insanely close right now, separated by within a second. JC is about to start one of his laps right now, same with Luke as well. I believe Luke will be going into the pits, which he does. He goes into the runoff area as well. Now, these drivers said it's going to be quite a longer season for them. This first round is definitely a chance for the drivers to make a first impression, because this is the first ever time that WOR is racing on the PC platform. We don't necessarily know how they're going to stack up against the rest of the grid. Some of these drivers have never raced with each other before. Some of these drivers, this is their first time racing on a PC league in this scale as well. So they need to know who they're going to be fighting from the word go, really. And already we're seeing, I think, why these drivers deserve to be in Tier 2. What about Modesto, Mena, as he comes across the line in P10 as Tom Martinez, unfortunately, has retired from the session.
And receives a 5 place grid penalty.
Oh, he got
That's not good at all.
He got a 5 place grid penalty, and I think I saw where he went off as well. Very easy place to bin it, but I'm guessing it's not going to be too bad. But he's going to have a miraculous recovery to start from lowest P17, well, from highest P17. So, you know, it's a bit unfortunate for him, but again, very easy to do. Risky then. Let's go on board with him, heading past turn 13. looking good once again. Purple set to 2. Let's just hope he doesn't have any problems with the game like he did in the last Bahrain race he did on this game. He's looking very, very fast at the moment. Coming across the line. Can he get to the 124 freeze? Yes, he can. Brilliant stuff from him. That is insane.
That's an insane lap. He's only 800ths of a second up ahead of Ruben Pedrino.
I think these two are going to be battling a lot for the top positions of the grid. Let's watch Risky's teammate, Christian Sendel, who unfortunately goes into the pit, so he must have not been happy with his lap or something like that, or he wants to go for one final lap, so they're probably going to wait in the pit a little bit. I'm just trying to see which drivers I haven't caught up too much. We've got Shizou Neon, for example, in the Red Bull, and he's a few seconds down, so I think he's probably going into the pits. We've got Kerfuffle as well. Now, some of you may not know this driver. I definitely do. He was known as Peter Parker back in the day, but obviously he's changed to his full name now as well, which is very annoying because I can't pronounce it, so that's why I have to...
Sorry to cut you off, but Ruben Pedrino goes for the fastest lap with a 24.3 flat.
Wow, 124.309 for the Williams driver. That's looking very, very good indeed. I wonder if the other Williams driver will manage to be able to match that. We shall see, and I'm sure Risky will be a bit worried there as well. JC, I believe, is going into the pits as well, and Kerfuffle comes across the line in P13. So we have just got, I think, Mr. Anchor on a lap right now as he heads towards turn 7. Everyone else either on outlaps or going into the pits. We got the Haas driver, Ozkaya and Salih going on their outlaps early. Now, I'm a bit worried about that because this is the point in about 2 minutes' time. It will be the point where the track is really at its grippiest. It will be the calm before the storm. So it won't be at the best temperature and grip when they do their final lap. So I wonder if they're going to go for 2 laps. Now, Bahrain, you don't expect to have rain around this circuit. So I think these drivers just want to be a clear air for now. But let's ride on board with Mr. Anchor now. He's got some clear air at the moment. Purple set to 2, but we'll see if that translates to an actual good lap. I've commentated on him in the last game, and there's some races where he's shown really good pace, but there's some races where he does need to improve, and he does need to improve on his consistency. Coming across the line, will he live up to the Aston Martin name? 125.1 puts him only in P15 on the soft types. Everybody now who is waiting to come out has selected the soft compounded tyres, so they don't care about starting on the mediums tyres for now. They just want to be on the softest tyre possible to set their final lap in this qualifying session.
This is such a close qualifying from P1 to all down to P17. It's not even 1 second of a difference. This is a very tight grid, and it's going to be very incredible racing throughout the season.
Yep, indeed. Let us know your predictions in the chat, guys, on who you think is going to be getting pole position in the chat as well. I'll probably read in the chat as well, and also let us know your predictions to win this race as well. You can also get involved on Twitter by using the Twitter handle at WOR League. Don't forget, this is our first season on the PC, so still a lot to learn, but already these drivers are definitely proving their worth right now on the track, because Bahrain is no easy feat to start with, but most of these guys have already raced in Bahrain before, so this is, for most of them, this is their last race on this track, which is probably a relief for them because they're probably sick of it right now. For me, this is my 3rd time this week commentating around Bahrain, so it is quite common, obviously, that they're all racing around Bahrain at the moment. 1 minute 56 to go in qualifying. Drivers should really be starting to go out of the pits right now in order to make it in time, because otherwise it's going to be very, very tough. Mr. Anchor, like we said, went on a lap early, so he's not going to have time to go again. So he has unfortunately retired. Same with Luca as well. Risky has invalidated his out lap, but that's okay, as he's only 4/100ths slower than Ruben Pedrino right now. This is getting down to the wire right now. I literally don't know which way it's going to go. I always try to predict before the race who I think is going to get pole position, but it's just too close to call right now. We got Flores Fires, who is just past sector 2 now into turn 13, who is about to start his out lap right now. Well, his fly lap very, very soon as well. We also got the Alpine cars and the Williams cars starting a lap too, so everybody is definitely making their mark here right now. We got Nomzi, the other Alpine car, heading towards turn 1. So The only drivers obviously are not within the second range is Floris Vyers, Tom Martinez and Cookie. But we know that Cookie and Floris Vyers could go even quicker. So we'll see if they can get within that range right now. As I think we see an AlphaTauri about to come across the line. No, that's Jay about to start his flyer.
No, Shizu Risky has invalidated his lap. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's important. Risky has invalidated, so he's not going to improve on his lap time, unfortunately. But we've still got many more people on their laps then. We've got a few of the Red Bulls are out on circuit. They're on their final out laps. There's a huge queue going towards the final sector, so I'm a bit worried they're not going to make it in time with 7 seconds to spare. But I think JC just about makes it, and I think the Red Bull and the Haas driver does as
All the drivers
well.
make it to the start line.
So here comes Nomsy then. Let's follow the rest of the drivers who are about to finish their lap with a yellow flag. This may not compromise Nomsy too much, but puts him in P2. Incredible stuff. We also got the Ferrari that can only manage P13. Next we got one of the Haas cars. I think Sully has unfortunately invalidated, so he's not going to improve, unfortunately. Floris Vyers is looking quite good as well, heading towards the final corner. Let's see if he can get inside the top 10 to get the perfect lap he needs. Oh, not quite. P11 for him. We got one of the Alfa Romeo drivers, Christian Senna, who's been looking very, very good so far. Can he get up near the top? We'll have to find out. Of course he can.
Whoa. Fastest lap of the session, 24.147. That is a very good lap. That's an insane lap for this track right now.
I was not expecting that. I was expecting like some of the top guys in Tier 1 to reach these kind of laps. That is just absolutely insane. We're seeing more drivers set their lap times. I think we got Modesto Mena about to come across the line. He slots himself in P13, I believe. Yes, he does. Then we got some Red Bulls. I believe Neon is coming across the line in P15. And then we've got Jeffrey Ritchie coming across the line. He is slowing down a little bit, but he's in P12, so he'll be on the alternate strategy. And that is it then for qualifying then, Adia. And it is Christian Sendel in the Alfa Romeo taking pole position from Ruben Pedreño in second position. Now, Christian Sendel, I've had word from George Morgan that he is an upcoming talent, and I have to say, I definitely agree with him. And he's definitely starting off his WR PC2 campaign on the right foot. Let's see if he could translate that into the race.
Oh, I did not catch that. Luca has a 5-grid penalty.
Yeah, that might have been an incident that he had earlier on as well. But let's go through your results. We got Christian Sendel on pole, Ruben Pedreño in second, Nomsy in third, Chadu Risky in fourth, JC in fifth. We got Oskaya in seventh, Josh in seventh, Luca in 8th, Carter Lundy in 9th, Rainbow rounds up your top 10. Now we got Jay Verhaar, who is the alternate strategy pole position man, as I were, who has 3 choice of tyres, along with Jeffrey Ritchie, also known as Shizu Ace, Modesto Mena, Floris Vyers, Shizu Neon, Sally Kafuffle, Mr. Anchor, Tom Martinez, and QVR Cookie then. Wow, what a perfect qualifying session to start the season. And we thought that Tier 1 was close. Tier 2 was probably even closer as well. So this is incredible stuff that these drivers are having to face off right now. Like we said, the drivers do not have to worry about the rain, but the people outside the top 10 will have to worry about what tyres they start on in qualifying. So the tyres they got on option today from the Pirellis are the C4s, which are the softs, the mediums, which are the C3s, and the hards, which are the C2s. The softs are 1.074 seconds faster than the mediums and 1.611 seconds faster than the hards. And the mediums is about 6/10 faster than the hards, so not much difference. And some people saying hards are the faster race time. Like we said, some people could do a medium to soft. Soft to medium, maybe not possible. Soft to hards, definitely. But when we see people risk the medium to soft, well, we'll have to find out very, very soon, as we are about to head towards our formation lap and see what drivers have opted for which tyres. And I'll let you go through those tyres. It's a bit of a shock because only one driver outside the top 10 has opted for the soft tyre.
That is not for us because of his choice. He got a 5-grid penalty, so he was on P8.
Oh, yeah, good
point. And then he had to choose the soft tyres. As you can see, Jay Varahe has mediums on his car while being in the top 10. So right now he is in the best position for the alternate strategy.
Yes,
You
he
can't
is.
ask for anything better than that.
Yes, he is as well, and I think he's probably relieved that someone has got grid penalty. Remember George Russell in Austria? He saw people get grid penalties, and he was able to manage to get on the grid with the medium tyres in the top 10, and he didn't even have to qualify into Q3. Incredible. So Jay is in exactly the perfect position right now. Jeffrey Ritchie also in a good position. Also watch out for Modesto Mena as well. He could be very, very quick on his day. Like we said, let us know in the chat what are your thoughts going into this race. It's the first race of the season. Who knows what we could expect here at WOR World Online Racing League. This is my first ever full season on the PC for quite a while, so it's going to be very, very exciting. You got myself, Jess Ball, and Ajay Singh in the commentary box for this season. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot there, Ajay. Who do you think is going to take the win today?
Well, that is a very difficult question since it's a very tight grid at the top. But I'm gonna go with Shazul Risky. He seems to have shown a lot of race pace lately. Unless and until his internet connection gives up, which has been a lot of the times. So I am pretty sure it's going to be Alfa Romeo driver. I'm not sure which one, but I'll go with Risky.
Okay, I'm gonna go for an Alfa Romeo driver as well. Maybe Christian Sandel, but if it's the one that's the alternate strategy man, I would have to go with Jeffrey, because I think he's the one who's probably has the strong pace out of everybody else. But don't count the ones in the back as well. We did see someone go from last to the podium here in another league on the PlayStation, and that actually was QVR as a matter of fact. So I wonder if it's going to be exactly the same here, as we're waiting for, I think, Cookie to come across the line. So it's not going to be that long then before we get underway. There we go. The 5 red lights are coming up on your screen. The first round of WOR Season 11 begins for PC right now. Christian Sendel has got a lightning start over Ruben Pedreño as they make their way towards turn 1. But Ruben Pedreño has probably got the much better launch into turn 1, better than Christian Sendel, but they're going side by side. Risky almost going into the middle of them as well, but Ruben Pedreño is definitely not getting up without a fight here, as what we got JC trying to attack from the guys behind as well. But look, the 2 Alfa Romeos almost into P2, but Ruben Pedreño, what a defence for him, absolutely fantastic. And like I said, we got a battle side by side with Jeffrey Ritchie and Jay Vahaja for P9 right now, as Jay actually made up 1 spot. So I think there's a few positions lost right now, as unfortunately we could possibly get timing glitch at the moment. Oh, look at this, Flores Riders side by side with the Red Bull driver. The Flores Riders is an absolute machine right now, heading towards turn 10. You can see a massive train of cars. His straight line speed is absolutely amazing, but we'll see as he's dropped a few positions now, actually, as Lucas got past him. So excuse me for that, but top 3 looking very, very good at the moment. Jay looking to be the best out of the ones on the medium so far, but I've got to say, Flores looking good as well, despite a few positions lost in turn 10. But, you know, you couldn't put it past Christian Sendel, had ya?
There's a lot of position changes in the top 5. I saw that Shazun obviously lost 2 positions to Risky and JST, which now he seems to have. Okay, so the timing tower is not is changing right now, so I think we have to wait. I at least have to wait for it to be back to normal. Right now, I think Visors and so there's a stream of medium tire running cars starting from J to I think now
the timing is going for me now, which is very, very annoying. But Jeffrey just got past Jay Vahaja up into 9th place, I believe. Actually, no. Yeah, I think it is P9. It is hard to tell, but I'm watching Jeffrey's DRS, and he's been using a lot of it during the first couple of laps. And to be honest, it's really hard to charge your battery around this track. So Jeffrey has got a lot of work to do. And so we do have a yellow flag. I believe that's one of the Ferraris that's gone off. I need to actually see who that is as Tom Martinez is actually making up some ground where he is at the moment, chasing down QVR Cookie. QVR Cookie, don't forget, starting dead last. Unfortunately, Kerfuffle is the Ferrari that's had a bit of an issue right now. Down in last place, he had to pit for the hard compound tyres, but he's going to take those hards until around about lap 20 and then go on the softs until the very end. Now on lap 3, DRS activated. This is a chance for the people who have DRS to really go on a charge to get these positions, and I'm sure Risky is going to take full advantage of that to try and get past Ruben Pedreño. Risky seems to be the faster driver right now. Let's go on board with him in the Alfa Romeo though. He's got the fuel warning light, so he might have underfueled. Don't forget, on this game, you can't choose which fuel mix. You've got to keep within the same fuel. You have to calculate your fuel to perfection. So I'm a bit worried Risky may run out of fuel by the end of this race, but we'll have to wait and see. He's dropped off a little bit, so he's probably lifting and coasting as well. That's all he needs to do at this moment in time, but that's given Ruben a bit of breathing space there as well. I do believe Luke has got past Jay up into P10 at this moment in time. Carter Lundy actually is looking very well, despite him being called last minute, up in 7th position as he tries to get past Josh in the Mercedes. So, you know, sometimes you just got to live with it with a little practice and see what setup works for you. But he's doing an amazing job so far. But I'm just going to look at positions gained actually from the drivers to see who has gained the most and who hasn't. So the one who's gained the most is QVR Cookie, obviously from dead last, and Luca has gained 3 positions. Most people say to gain 2 or 1. Biggest loser has got to be Rainbow. He's dropped down 4 positions.
Yeah, it was a very weird start for some of the drivers. Example, Kerfuffle and Rainbow. I have no idea what happened to them. I was not on their onboard. But it feels like the top 3 right now are trying to just get away from the rest of the grid. And it's a very close battle between the 3 of them. JST right now is trying to keep up with them, but seems to be losing out because of the DRS, which has been enabled from the last lap.
Carter Lundy, is he going to go to the right-hand side of VRT? Josh passed it to turn 4. Josh has gone a little bit wide there as well, which is not helpful. And Carter Lundy actually says, thank you very much, that is my position gain. So Carter Lundy is up into 6th position in this race as they head past turn 7 and in towards turn number 8. Then his next target is Shazuru Nomzi. I would like to also see the potential lap times as well as we head towards lap 5 very, very soon as well. Risky looking very good on the back of Ruben Pedreño right now, heading into turn 11, and then a few other drivers are also running low on fuel for this race as well, which may give JST an advantage. So I have to say JST's been running very well, keeping with the front runners as well. Definitely a dark horse so far, because there was a few names that I was not expecting to do well in this race, and that's why I don't tend to predict, as we got our first 3-second time penalty of the session, and that is unfortunately Luca, who has not had the best of starts. And Luca is always prone to be getting penalties because I've seen it before, but we've got a battle for the potential podium, I believe, or the race lead. No, it's the race lead. Ruben Pedreño tries to get the lead, but look at Risky coming at Ruben. I'm sure this is teamwork at its finest, still going side by side. This is incredible. It's going to be 3 abreast. Someone has got to back off, surely. Risky timing it to perfection. Ruben Pedreño actually gets the switch, but it's going to be 4 wide. Oh my god, I can't believe this has not made contact. JST is up into P2 out of all of this because he took advantage of that. Heading towards turn 7 and 8 now. This is amazing. Ruben Pedreño is now your race leader. Christian Sendowitz now dropped down into P4. But how on earth did they not come together there? That was insane.
That was insane overtaking battle there. 3 wide going into turn 4. That is not very. And Risky goes wide and he collides with his teammate. Oh no, what is happening?
Oh no, so both of the Alfa Romeos coming together in the combat, unfortunately. So the drivers that I tipped to do well in this race so far has unfortunately, it's just gone down the window. It's gone down the drain for them. So that all allows everybody else to climb their way through the field, and I hope there's not much damage because there's the change to the damage model this game. Jeffrey Ritchie is making some moves. We've got one person in the pits. I believe it's Risky and Luca as well. I believe Risky is going for a front wing change. Carter Lundy with a brilliant move. He's came from all the way from P7 in the last few laps to P3. He could be on for a podium charge here, but he's probably not expecting it. He may get swamped anytime soon, but he'll probably take this out of all costs. He's doing an absolutely phenomenal job, as Nomsy, I think, doesn't want to give up without a fight either. I know Nomsy as a driver, he's very tenacious, he's very, very good with his racecraft as well, and he knows Josh behind him has got a time penalty as well, so it's going to be a tall order, but, you know, Ruben Pedreño, I don't know how he's coping right now in the front of this cockpit, because he has had to defend 3 people in the space for a few corners, and he was like, you know what, I don't care about the pressure, I'll take the race lead, thank you very much. So he is your race leader at the moment. Would he blink first when we get into the pit stops in about 2 laps time? We'll have to find out very, very soon. And will JC be brave to go for a move on Ruben Pedreño? Again, we'll find out soon.
Pedreño is not really together with his car. He's losing the car too many times through the understeer section of the track. He seems to be really struggling with the tire wear, it seems, since the tire wear goes very high for the softs within 8 laps. And we see JC trying to go for the move in turn 1 for the lead, and he takes it very easily.
Yep, that is, I think, a DRS move there. I wonder if Ruben Pedreño wanted to get DRS heading into turn 3 and 4 to try and get the move into 4. But he's a little bit too further back. Yeah, he can't make it there, so probably just lost a bit of time to JC. So JC is definitely the driver of the day so far in this AlphaTauri seat. He's doing absolutely remarkable. And we got Shazoo Neon, who's just got past a few drivers. He just got past Tom Martinez for P10. I have to say, these medium runners are doing an absolutely sensational job. Most of the soft runners are struggling at the moment. I believe Carter Lundy has gone into the pits. I wonder if it's a strategy call right now, because I'm almost certain at this point these hard tyres will make it to the end of this race. So all Carter Lundy's got to do is nurse these tyres home and hope that he can stay ahead of most of these drivers then. And I wonder if that will trigger the pit stop for people in the top 4 that will really need the pit soon, because the soft tyres can only last 10 to 12 laps on this game around Bahrain. If I was Ruben, I would probably pit now, because you probably start in a sandwich, maybe Nomsy and Josh as well, and then you've got the leading medium runner of Jeffrey Ritchie that's going to stay for a little bit longer, and it does depend on what tyres they go on for to see when they're going to pit. The top 2 staying out, Nomsy staying out, so is Josh as well, so none of them are responding to the challenges that everybody else has made, so everyone else may have got. No, Carter Lundy did not get damage, I don't think. But look at this. Flores Vyers there has just got past Jeffrey Ritchie. Where this pace come off all of a sudden? He was very, very slower at the start of the race. Even though he got a good getaway, he had a lot of drivers pass him. But to be honest, he's been saving for this perfect moment. And he's played the strategy absolutely perfectly. And he's up into 5th position. Right now, he's doing very well in his Aston Martin car, and he is now the leading alternate strategy runner.
There's the exchange between Cookie and Neon takes P8. The biggest winner of these medium runners seems to be Cookie right now. He has gained 11 positions from the start. That is an amazing drive, and I think all the medium runners have won a lot of places because of the fight that was going on between the top 3 and 4. And the drivers that we thought would win are right now in P16 and P20. So I think commentators' curse has really got into them.
Yes, I hate jinxing people. To be honest, it gets very, very frustrating. So hopefully these guys just can hang it in there right now. And I think Cookie is definitely faring out of everybody else right now. Don't forget, Cookie was one of the drivers that has transitioned from the PlayStation platform to PC. He also raced in WRR last season on the PlayStation side, so this league is definitely familiar to him, but he's lost a bit of time to Tom Martinez actually. Tom Martinez's straight line speed is absolutely amazing at the moment, heading towards turn 1, but look at the cornering speed that Cookie is gaining right now as they head towards turn 2 and 3. I think this could really help him. Mr. Anchor has got past Rainbow. These soft tyres I think are starting to die out, as you can see, as the medium runners are starting to catch up right now, and you can also see in the background Shazoo Risky getting the fastest lap of the race on those hard tyres, but it's not going to be like that towards the end of this race. Massive shout out to all of you that are watching the stream so far. Let us know who you've been supporting so far this race, and I feel like that these positions are just going to stay for a little bit longer before in the pit stop. I'm looking at ERS's usage at the moment. JC on 65%. We've got Ruben Pedreño on 78, Nomsy on 60, Josh on 67. So all four of them are doing really, really well. So is Flores Baez as well. Jeffrey, though, has got a lot of work to do because he's got everybody else chasing him down to try and overtake him as well. Because if the alternate strategy works, this can play dividends towards the end of this race. I think a majority of the drivers that are staying out on those soft tyres are probably trying to go for the most gamblish strategy of all, to go for the soft to medium strategy. I don't think it's going to work, but we will see as Nomsy has pulled the trigger first. Nomsy has pulled the trigger first, and he is going into the pits, and he's gone onto the hard tyres. I thought he would have stuck it out one more lap and gone for the mediums, but I guess he wants some more durable tyre. And I saw McLaren in as well. That is Rainbow. So he's following Nomsy in, and I believe he's going to the hards as well. Yes, he does. Let's watch what the top three do in terms of the pits, because they need to respond to Nomsy very, very quickly. And I wonder what tyres are going to be on. We'll just have to find out.
Vigis has gone into the DRS detection zone period. He's within 1 second. So now the alternate strategy drivers have the top hand right now. He has the DRS going into the corner, going to the DRS section in the back straight. Let's see if he can overtake Josh in the next DRS detection, DRS zone, and take the podium for him.
It's gonna be tough, but Flores Baez knows that these softs in front are absolutely dying right now. The crossover point, I believe, was a lap ago. So if I was Flores, I would try and get past now, and then probably they're going to pit a lap later. So I wonder if Josh is going to pull the trigger there. So let's see what JT does. He's in the pits. Ruben in the pits.
Pull the trigger and go into the pits.
Yeah, all three drivers are in the pits then. So that promotes all the medium runners to the front for now, and they're going to stay on those mediums for probably about 8 laps or so. So it's Flores Baez in the race lead, but with Jeffrey Ritchie not that far behind, and Neon closely behind in third, as we've got, actually it's very, very close between the top 5. Literally, most of this grid right now could be on for a podium and a top 5 spot in this race if they play their cards and strategies right. Who knows? There could be a late safety car that could change everything. Tom Martinez looking very, very good on the back of Jay right now as they head past turn 7. Not many people seem to be losing it at turn 7 at the moment, so it looks like they've been putting in a lot of practice. The driver that's been looking very, very good is Cookie in the corners, but on the straights, that's where he's been losing it, like we said. So this is the train that is lasting, I would say, from Neon all the way down to, I say, Modesto Mena, who is in a P7 right now, and another driver has been looking very, very good. Saleh, unfortunately, not doing quite so well, neither is Mr. Anchor. They're probably hoping for a late safety car. Kerfuffle has also got a 3-second time penalty. Time penalties can really affect people's races here, and as I was saying about time penalties, Modesto Mena has also got another time penalty as well. So that is not ideal there, as we're starting
to cut you off, but I didn't see this. Josh and Pedreño have gone for the mediums, so they'll try to take the mediums probably till the last lap by taking the gamble. It's very hard. You need a lot of tire management, but let's see what happens.
Yes, I've noticed that Ruben and Josh on the mediums, which is really, really tough, but we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, Tom Martinez, like we said, looking good. Went past Jay, and I think Cookie's got past him as well, as they almost touch a little bit, heading towards turn 4, but that was very, very close. I just got to say, this driving standard for all these drivers today, for most of these drivers anyway, has been superb. Nomsy, I think, is ahead of Ruben Pedreño, so Ruben Pedreño's pit stop is not ideal, and looking at the pit stops as well, JC is ahead of the ones that are pitted onto the medium tyres, and Nomsy, I think, the only driver, as well as Carter, has gone for the hard. So I've seen,
just as you said about Nomsy and Pedreño overtakes Nomsy to turn 4.
Yeah, indeed. And I have seen people do the soft to mediums and work out wonders. I think I saw one of the Ferrari drivers in one league do it, but there was someone that did it towards the back of the grid and they were almost on the podium spot for P2, but the one on the most durable hards got past them into P2. So it depends. It really depends on your pace, really, to be honest. And I think I have to say Ruben is doing a stellar job right now. As we're on lap 12, we're almost halfway into this race. Again, let us know your thoughts. VSR Jam saying, let's go, Flores and Anchor. We got Caleb as well, rooting for Tom Martinez. We've got Ridvan, who's rooting for Ozkaya as well. So, who's currently down in 17th at the moment. He's not doing too well, though. Picked himself another 3-second time penalty. But look at Jeffrey Ritchie. He was about 3/10 a moment ago. But Flores Fires just picked up the pace again. Tom Martinez again passes another driver, but it looks like it's going to be a Hamilton versus Verstappen-esque type of battle here, as Tom Martinez has got to go defensive there from Shazoo Neon, and he's up into a podium spot for now. But don't forget, the top 9, still yet to pit. And now the ones that are on the mediums, if they can make those tyres last until the end of this Grand Prix, these drivers that have already pitted are favourites to be winning this race. I'm almost certain of it. But the ones from top 9, if they want to make the medium to soft work, they're going to be on the softest tyre towards the end of the race. So we'll see if the delta would change anything as we carry on into this race so far. So, you know, it could go anyone's way right now. Let's see what QVR Cookie can do on the back of these guys as well. This dirty air is definitely not helping anyone, these drivers. That's why there's not many overtakes happening at this moment in time for some of the drivers. So it's just a question of who blinks first. Cookie's running out of verse. This is not good, but at least he's going to try and make the move anyway on Shazoo Neon. Down the start, finish straight he goes. Down to the right hand side towards turn 1. Can he do it? Let's go to the outboard shot. He's almost closing in on Tom Martinez, but Neon is trying to fight back on at the Alpine driver, but to no avail. QVR Cookie is in it to P4 and 1 place shy of P3 on the track as they make contact. They make contact, the Red Bull driver and QVR Cookie, and he's going to drop a little bit further back. That is good news if you're the likes of Modesta Mena right now, who's looking to get P4 in this race, but we got Neon that's still chasing right now. Joe Verhaar is looking quite good as well to potentially get P5 off of Neon too. And Luca has just got himself a 3-second time penalty. I'm quite surprised that these drivers have not got a safety car yet. And I did say most of these drivers keeping it clean. There's been a few more instances then, so I shouldn't really be saying much, should I, about that?
Yeah, let's not do that. Right now, the commentator's curse is really working its way. So let's just stay away from the safety car. I know some of the drivers would love a safety car right now. For example, Christian Senders and Kofafel and Rainbow. But let's see how it pans out. They seem to be driving very well and very cleanly. A few incidents, but not safety car worthy. So let's see what happens.
Yep, indeed. Few more laps time before the pit window opens for these medium runners then. So I'm almost certain, because if they were going for the hard compounded tyres, they would have definitely pitted by now. So they're definitely aiming for the soft compounded tyres and trying to get those mediums as further into the race as they possibly can, which is pretty much really harder than you might think. But these are one of the best drivers, and if these drivers could do it, then pretty much anyone can on a good day as well. It's all about the experience on the game as well. Some of these drivers have been racing on these games for years, and they've been practicing so much in the last few weeks to make sure they're well equipped for this Bahrain circuit. They've known for weeks that Bahrain is going to be the opening round of the season, and is how they make do with it right now. Neon with the DRS almost getting past Modesto Mena. I'm seeing that Modesto Mena has run out of, actually he's got no DRS. He's lost 2.7 seconds to Tom Martinez, so he's going to be like a sitting duck at the moment to the Williams driver. So that is not ideal, to say the least, but it is not over, because we know that Neon has got no penalties, whereas Modesto Mena has got quite a few right now. So let's see what Neon could challenge with on the Williams driver. And it's even before turn 1. Neon is looking very, very comfortable with his DRS and straight line speed. So he breezes past the Williams driver up into 4th position. And I think there's going to be some very good points for Neon. It would have been good points for the Red Bull drivers if the Red Bull drivers didn't get involved in any incidents. But they're still running P2 and P4 for now, so that is all good. Meanwhile, we're seeing JC versus Ruben versus Nomsy versus Josh. And don't forget, once all of the rest of the drivers have pitted, this is the battle for the lead. As you can see, the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers, they came together early on in the race, but they're still fighting. We also got the Haas driver in the middle of this, who is trying to get behind and ahead of Risky, which Sally, I've got to say, is doing well to nurse it, but I think he's going to probably get passed by some fresher hard runners of Cartalundi, Luca and Oskaya as well. So I think Salia is probably going to be ending this battle very, very soon. As you can see, Cartalundi actually trying to get past Sally at the moment for P13 on the track. Done very, very well so far. I believe he's a net P6 right now, is Cartalundi, so he's doing an excellent job. And I think this could work wonders for him as Modesta Mena is in. No, Modesta Mena is not in. Neil's in actually, and he's pulled the trigger first. And is he going on to hards? Yes, he is. Very interesting. He doesn't think the... Oh, no, he's not. I thought it was the hards for a minute there, but it's the softs.
Jeffrey Ritchie has taken the lead from Vigers. Looks like he wants to go first into the pit stop, trying to reduce the time held in the pit stops. So let's see what happens there. There's a chance he might come out with the softs and take the lead as well, since the hard runners and Ruben Petrono and Shizunoxi have a lot of traffic to go through. So in a few minutes, 1 minute time, we can see how the grid looks like after all the drivers have made their stops.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very soon. I wonder if one of these two in the lead will blink first and respond again to the likes of Neon. And also Mr. Anchor as well, that's also made their final stop until the end of this race then. For those of you who just joined us, welcome along. This is PC Tier 2 at WOR World Online Racing League. We got myself, Jess Ball, and Ajia Singh in the commentary box for you in this race, and we've had some fantastic action. And if you missed the first part of the race, where have you been? We saw people start on the softs, go on to the hards. We saw the medium runners going for the aggressive strategy now and are going on to the softs, compounded tyres. All of the medium runners are going to be following each other in as they're all coming in now, apart from JC, who's obviously pitted before, and he's going to take the lead of this race, but he's got a breathing Williams of Ruben Pedreño down his neck right now, and it's no means feat right now. So it only leaves QBR Cookie to make their final stop, and then that's everybody that's made their mandatory required pit stop. We'll see if those softs make it to the end of the race. I think it should, but never say never. Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. And this could be an exciting battle for the race win here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that can possibly take the win if the things stay like this. But don't forget, watch out for Risky and Cartalundi on those hards. If the mediums start to die, they could be in the running as well. But if the soft runners trying to get past these harder runners and medium runners, they could be on for the race victory as well. I cannot call it. I'm glad I'm not the one that's meant to be racing.
Same here. There is a long task for Richie and Vigers to go through the whole grid, trying to go through the hard runners as well as the soft runners to go towards the podium. Now the soft does have a very good advantage right now, around 0.6 seconds to the medium, 1 second to the medium and 1.6 seconds towards the hard, since they're all new. So, but these softs die out very quickly, especially if you're pushing, which I'm pretty sure these two are. So they both have overtaken Sally, LR Sally. Now they're trying to go towards Cartalundi and Risky, who are on the hards. Risky obviously took a very early pit stop.
Sorry, we got Flores Fires are going for P7 of this race past Jeffrey Ritchie. Very, very easy move there from Flores Fires then as well. But is Jeffrey going to get the straight line speed that he needs to get past Flores Fires into turn 4? Nope, he does not. Flores Fires timed up perfectly once again. Tom Martinez doing a similar move, but Neon is going to challenge him. He's on the left-hand side. Tom Martinez is going to defend to the right, but to no avail, I don't think. But is Tom Martinez going to go for the move into turn 7 and 8? He does! Absolutely amazing stuff from the Ferrari driver. And who is showing that you can overtake in turn 7 and 8. Tom Martinez up into 9th place, and these soft runners are definitely putting on a show for us, I have to say. But Neon is fighting back. Let's see. No, he's a little bit too further back right now to get the move done. So I'm very, very excited with all the running that is happening right now. Next is Flores catching up to Carloni. Don't forget, Flores can actually gain quite a few positions here because there's a few drivers that have got penalties and time penalties. A few people getting 6 seconds. So the drivers have got no penalties, could be on with some huge haul of points as Carter Lundy's gone wide. This could be Flores Fire's chance to get Carter Lundy very, very early. I don't think Carter Lundy is going to be challenging Flores Fires at all. And Jeffrey Ritchie's going to challenge as well. So Carter Lundy lets both of them through.
Oh no, they collide. Jeffrey Ritchie collide with
Carter
Carter
Lundy and
Lundy.
Jeffrey Ritchie made contact. So that is not good. But luckily the other drivers have basically avoided that, which is ideal. And don't forget, the drivers are point scoring to the top 10. It is normal Formula 1 points. I'm just saying, if Jeffrey Ritchie has got damage, it is quite hard to tell. I think he just got into a spin, actually. Or if he's got damage, it's probably side pod. You definitely not want to
It
have
doesn't look
side
like he
pod.
has damage on the wing, but let's see. It might be very minor. Damage model is very different on this game, so it's very hard to see on the broadcast mode. But let's see if his pace is still there.
Yeah, it should be at the moment. It's going to be tough for him to try and close into Neon, but I wonder if the Red Bull drivers will be playing a little bit of team orders, as it were, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. But we got Flores who's charging. We got Risky in this train as well. Look at this. Flores in this battle for the race win now on the soft tyres. I'm almost certain that if Tom Martinez could get past Carter Lundy, which he does, Tom Martinez will also be in this fight as well very, very soon if he could close in on Flores Vias then. Here comes Ruben Petrenio, who tries to defend from Shazoo Nomzi, which he does, but JC has the star of the show so far. He is showing why he deserves to be near the front of Tier 2. Neon gets past Carter Lundy. Carter Lundy has had another spin and he's doing a mowing the grass tactic, just like Valtteri Bottas has done in Austria last year. Don't really want to talk too much about that, but there we go. Meanwhile, we got all this. Oh no! So Flores has spun. We've got Risky that's gone. That had a bit of an off as well. Almost. And that's demoting Flores out of the points then, which is not ideal. He could have been on for, I think, 4th place, I think, in his race. And he's now dropped it. That is a shame. And for some of it might be netcode. I don't know. But it might be very, very unlucky because the handling model is not ideal. But that gives more of the soft runners a chance to close in now. So we've got Tom, Neon, Jeffrey's now back in this race with the chance of getting some good points now. Who would have thought that? So Jeffrey must be very, very pleased with himself. I'm almost certain that the battle for the race win is going to be between the top, I would say top 5. But let's see what Risky can do as he tries to get past the RT Josh now. Into turn 1, he's going to be very late on the brakes there. But I think Josh covers him on very, very nicely indeed. Now, we do have a prediction in the chat. Twix Me Monster, I think that's how you say it, who's predicting Tom Martinez for the win. It's not in the realms of impossibility, but it's going to be very tricky. But you never know.
Right now, there seems to be 2 drivers who have a strategic advantage. That is Nomsi and Tom Martinez. Martinez is on 3-lap old softs, and Nomsi is in 11-lap old hards. Now, towards the end, I'm pretty sure the mediums are going to die out, so Nomsi has a good chance of getting that win. Right now, he just has to stay behind, keep his cool, and just follow these guys. Let's see what happens. We have only 7 laps to go, and it is a very tight battle between the top 5, 6 drivers. So let's see how this pans out.
Guys, make sure you watch the rest of this race because this is going to be absolutely epic. For those of you that just joined us from Tier 1, hello. We've still got some more Bahrain action for you, but this time with Tier 2, and this is absolutely epic. The PC side has definitely got off to a flying start and looks like it's going to get even better as Ruben Pedreño is going to try and go for the race win here. Is this going to be a race-winning move for him? It is at the moment. Ruben Pedreño is your race leader at this moment. JC could not hold him at the moment, but Nomsi could get a chance to get P22 into turn 4. Side by side, we got Josh in as well that could take advantage of any of those two drivers make a mistake. We saw some drivers who made a mistake around turn 4, turn 5 area. It did not go well as Nomsi almost went for a move there, but couldn't quite do it. But Ruben Pedreño continuing where he started at the moment. As what's happened to Josh? Josh was late on the brakes there as well and is now behind Tom Martinez, and his mediums is not ideal at all, and he's dropped down into 6th position. But let's see if JC could challenge Ruben for the win again. But Ruben, definitely the move of dreams there as Tom Martinez going side by side. Oh, it's risky. He's gone off a little bit there as it's dropped down into P6. Risky's tyres is not ideal right now compared to Tom Martinez. Fresh softs. And Tom Martinez could be on for a podium as we got another yellow flag. There is McLaren. I believe that's Carter, who has gone off.
Yes, that is the third, maybe second spin of this race session for Carter, and it's not a good race going on for him. But there are a lot of races to come, so let's see how he does in the season. Right now, there's a very good battle going on between the top 5, 6 drivers. Tom Martinez seems to be on pace with those softs, getting into the DRS detection area of 1 second. He is within 8/10 of Nomsi, who is on 13 laps on hards, whereas he is on softs. So there's a big tire advantage that he has, but that's going to go very quickly. So he has to move on right now.
Yep, he's got to really, because otherwise those tyres are going to be scorching hot in that Ferrari. And I have to say, red sauce versus red Ferrari in Bahrain, yeah, it's going to be too hot, I reckon. But to be honest, I'm sure these drivers could cope anyway. We're almost heading towards lap 25 then. Ruben Pedreño leads at the moment, 51% ERS he's got available. JC in second, 73. He's using his overtake right now. He wants to pull away from Chizu Nomsi in third, who's on 24% of ERS. Tom Martinez on 32, so he's been pushing as well. He's using his overtake right now, and could this be the podium position that he's been looking for? We'll find out. We've got more penalties. He's cleared most of the penalty runners. Here comes Tom Martinez to the right as Risky's out of the race, but let's just watch this battle between the podium sitters at the moment. Tom, it was so close for him, but Nomsi's defensive work is absolutely amazing so far. Tom is going to go the short way round by the looks of things. Not much space there, but Nomsi just about holds on. I wonder if the soft tyres are starting to die now, because that is why Nomsi is holding me down now. But this is going to be a very close fight. Who's going to win out of the top 5? I don't know.
It seems like in the chat everyone is trying to boost Tom Martinez right now. They all want Tom Martinez to win. Honestly, right now I do too, given the position that he started in, the work that he has done to come to here. I feel like he should have the chance for the win. But let's see, since all the 3 drivers in the top 3 have starting to gain the tire advantage right now, since the softs are starting to die out.
Yes, indeed as well, and I think this would be, the advantage Nomsi, because Nomzi's tyres will probably be in the best condition right now. So let's see how Nomzi could defend. I do believe this may be Tom's last chance to get past Nomzi here at the moment. But let's watch Ruben Virginio and JC, because the battle of the lead I think is more important at this stage, as JC gets the lead back from Ruben Virginio. What about Nomzi, who could potentially get Ruben Virginio very soon, but Tom Martinez right on the gearbox of Shazoo Nomzi. He's taken a similar line as he did before. Oh, that is so close, ever so tight. Heading towards turn 5, they keep side by side, heading towards turn 6 and 7. No contact so far. Now heading towards turn 8. Josh almost trying to go for the move on Tom Martinez so far, but to no avail. But whoa, incredible race between Ruben, JC, Nomzi and Tom Martinez. All four of them want this podium, all four of them want this race victory.
This is a very good battle going on. Everyone who's watching right now, please sit tight on the chairs or whatever you're sitting right now, because this is going to go to the end of the race. We're on lap 26. It's going to be 3 laps to the race finish. Let's see what happens. Tom Martinez is trying to make a move on Nomzi. He has tried 2 times. He has not been able to capitalize on that move. And Ruben Pedrona and JST have seemed to be exchanging positions every lap. Now let's see if Ruben Pedrona can again gain that position.
I think Ruben Pedrona, has lost a bit of time to JST there, so I think he's probably going to push, I would say, in the final lap of this race. So maybe, or even a lap to go, I don't know. I think a few people are saving tyres right now, as Mr. Anker has unfortunately retired from the race. So it's an unfortunate day for the Aston Martins. I would say an unfortunate day for the McLaren drivers. And I think we had also a DNF from Risky as well. So the Alfa Romeo is not looking too good either. But a very good story if you're an AlphaTauri driver currently sitting in P1. And is looking to score his very first win, and the very first win on PC Tier 2 for WOR. Not quite the first PC win, that belongs to Tier 1 tonight. But I'm sure you want to get the first PC Tier 2 win. So, here we go then. Heading towards turn 11. This is going to be ever so tight. They're not going to be pushing too hard soon, because otherwise their tyres are going to fall on the edge of a cliff right now. You can see Josh also wants this podium as well, but Josh's tyres may also die soon as well. So the one in the best position, Nomzi, but don't count out the ones in the top 2 as well. So we'll keep an eye on Nomzi actually, who's 3 tenths on Ruben, heading towards the final corner. But he's running out of airs, so it's going to be harder than it looks. So I don't think Nomzi's going to get past Ruben, unfortunately. And I think it's going to be a domino effect, as Flores has also got a time penalty again. And I do believe Jay Verhaeghe is going to gain quite a lot of positions, because he's one of the only drivers, I think about 1 of 6 drivers, to get no penalties in this race. Which, to be honest, is incredible. I always tend to get penalties around Bahrain because it's just me. And Luca has probably got the most penalties in this race so far, which is not ideal. Before we head to the final lap,
has 17 seconds of penalties. I'm guessing that's because of speeding in the pit lane or some collision.
Yes, he did get a speeding in the pit lane. Neon did as well, and unfortunately Neon has retired from the race. Raybo getting a penalty as well. And we see the CJ get past Flores into P9. And I think that's where he will stay, unless Cookie has got more penalties that relate to about... actually, he probably will get P8 actually, but we will see. 1.5 laps to go of this Sakhir International Circuit in Bahrain. This has been absolutely superb, and we would like to thank you all for watching this so far. And this is still a 5-way fight for the race victory. Josh can't do it though, he's on 3 seconds, but everybody else can. JC on the final lap is doing all he can to make sure everybody else stays behind him. Ruben can't get him in this turn 1 corner, which is where we've seen quite a few corners moves being made. Jeffrey and Modesta Mena going for it. Modesta Mena up into P6, but I'm almost certain Jeffrey Ritchie is going to stay in P7 due to him having no penalties. These drivers have really got to push now, but I'm sure all of these drivers are on the limits in terms of their tyre life at this moment in time. So I think that they're probably just going to hold position, and then they're going to get some great points, which will help them kickstart their championship campaign. And all of them driven perfectly. So here we're watching JC right now. Jay Vahaji has spun, I believe. Let's go on board with him. Yep, he has spun. He has lost his chance of getting his first points in WOR, unfortunately. He was driving so well. He had no penalties as well, but unfortunately I had to commentate his cursing, didn't I? But anyway, JC...
But anyways, his teammate seems to be going for the win right now. He's 6 tenths ahead of Ruben Pedrino. Doesn't seem like he can make the move. And since this is the final lap, we can go on board and see JST win his first win on WOR Tier 2 PC.
Brilliant, JC across the line. He celebrates with true fashion at the moment. Ruben Pedrino in second, Nomsy in third. Tom Martinez only missed out on the podium by 5/10 of a second, but to come from where he was on the grid, which was lower down outside the top 10, absolutely incredible. Jeffrey Ritchie, another great performance from him. Modesta Mena, also great performance on the softs in P6. VLT Josh, due to the penalties, drops in down into P7. Cookie in P8. Oskaya in 9th, and Christian Sendel, after starting on pole, drops it down into P10 and claims the final point. And we're just waiting for Salia, Luca and Kabafel to come across the line to finish this race. I do believe every single driver is on the lead lap, but what a start to WOR PC Tier 2. If this is going to be like this every week, I am very, very excited.
Yeah, I need to start keeping water next to my setup, since this is a very interesting race, and if this is going to go on for the whole season, I'm going to need a lot of stamina to speak for this long and for this many incidents and this many overtakes. This is a very tight grid. It's going to be very great to see how they do throughout the season until Brazil, which is on December 5th. Now we'll be moving to the podium interviews in a few minutes. Let's see.
Hopefully we could get some of the drivers in to talk to us to see how they feel. But before that, let's go through your results then. Obviously provisional at the moment until the stewards' reports come out. So JC wins from Ruben Pedrino. Nomsy will be interviewing those three in the commentary booth very soon. Obviously it's not compulsory, but if they want to have a chat to us, that'll be amazing. Tom Martinez, 4th position. Jeffrey Ritchie, 5th. Modesto Mena in 6th. Josh 7th. Cookie 8th. Oskaya in 9th. Christian Sender in 10th. We got Floyd Fires, Jay Vahaha, Rainbow, Salia, Kafafel, Luca, Cartalundi, who are your finishers, and your non-finishers are Neon, Anchor and Risky. Only 3 retirements actually, so pretty impressive that we didn't get a lot of retirements, but it just goes to show that they have been improving every league they go to, so I'm very, very proud of them. So thank you to everybody watching so far. So we'll just wait to see if anyone goes into the interview room. So fingers crossed that we can get some people in to see their thoughts. But wow, what did you think of that?
That was an amazing race. It was such good fighting towards the top. Very sad to see the Alfa Romeo drivers lose it by colliding, and then Risky getting that wind damage during that collision with his own teammate. The flashbacks to Spain between Nico Rosberg and Hamilton. Fortunately, they didn't take themselves out, but they did ruin their races and give chance to Ruben Pedrino, JST, and Nomsy to get the podium positions. It was looking like the Alfa Romeo guys would have taken the top 2 positions, but of course, this is F1 racing. Anything can go wrong, anything can go good. So let's see how the season goes, and we'll try to get some drivers into the podium interviews if they can come. Let's see.
Well, we're not going to hear, unfortunately, from Ruben Pedrino, unfortunately, because I don't think he has a mic, sadly. So hopefully we can get Nomsy and JC into the box with us, because That'll be nice to see, especially JC, who's got a first win. So AlphaTauri has definitely taken the honours of being the first team to take the win so far, as I have to say, it's a few what could have beens, I think, for some of the drivers, especially Alfa Romeos, who I was topping for the victory tonight. It could have been an easy 1-2 if they didn't mess up earlier on as well, but you know, it is what has to be, and it is the first race of the season. Luckily there's plenty more rounds to go. I believe there's 13 more rounds left until December, so there could be some drivers that may have not been good in Bahrain but will be very, very good next week when we head to Japan, which honestly I am looking forward to Japan as much as the next person. Japan's one of my favourite tracks to commentate on this game, and people may be thinking, Jez, why do you think that you can't overtake there? It's just amazing. There's people that go for risky overtakes, in particular through the outside, maybe the S's at some time, maybe the Dunlop curve as well, potentially, if you're lucky, and could throw in for some interesting weather conditions as well. So you never know what might happen. So let's see if we can get either Nomsy or JC in for the moment. But whilst we do that, Helium, or Adia, sorry, who is your driver of the day?
I'm going to go with Tom Martinez. That was an amazing driving come back from P19 to P4, just losing out on the podium positions. So, yeah, I think that is no chance, no doubt. He is the driver of the day. He really stuck on the alternate strategy and really did very well on those medium tires as well on those softs to keep up with the top three and move through the grid.
Well, I have to give it to, well, it was tough between Tom Martinez. I would say Tom Martinez as well, because obviously he made the mediums to soft strategy work. It's very hard to do on this game, and you have to be a very quick driver in order to do it. So, and he did it very well. And obviously I have to also give it to the race winner as well, JC, who I was not expecting. He's climbed a lot of position. He had a brilliant start as well at the start, don't forget. He wasn't in the top three. So I have to say that is absolutely incredible stuff from him. Now they can't join the interview rating room. I'm gonna, there they are. We can't get Nomsy in, who finished, I think, P3. I can't seem to drag him in, which is annoying. So that is annoying. I'm just gonna get someone to sort that. That is frustrating. I can't seem to drag people in, but which is annoying. So I may have to join the waiting for interview room, unless I could get someone to sort out our permissions to just let us drag, basically, because it won't let me drag it. So
just a little technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties, unfortunately, but this is obviously the first time on this Discord in the commentary box. Obviously, we haven't tried out the permissions of dragging people in. I think we should have done it, but we didn't. But these two in the podium definitely they want to be I think what we're going to do, I think, because we can't drag them in, I think we're going to go into the waiting room ourselves, because we can't seem to drag them in, unfortunately. So I'm going to go into the waiting room and just chat to both of these guys. I'm going to chat to JC first and then Nomsy. So yeah, and I'm sure the dragging permissions will be sorted out next week. So JC, congratulations on your race victories today. It must have been very difficult battling with the likes of Ruben Pedreño for the race win there. Tell us, how do you feel, the first ever WRPC Tier 2 winner?
Yeah, thank you very much. I can't believe it. It was a very nice race, and best qualifying, I was one of my best laps so far that I have driven, and the race and the crash with Whiskey and Christian was a bit lucky for me. That can't believe it.
Yeah, so I guess you're still quite in shock right now, Jay, at the moment, because your qualifying could have been a bit better maybe as well, but that didn't really seem to matter. But talk us through your qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying. The last one is I was a little bit late. It was I think 10 seconds where I can set the last lap, and fortunately it's what was enough time, and the last lap doesn't bring me more positions, but I'm very satisfied with P5, and the race was yeah.
And
Perfect.
Yeah, I was worried at the end. I was seeing a train forming during the last runs of the qualifying, and I saw that your car was there, and I saw that you had pace. And I think you crossed the line with 3 or 4 seconds to go. I'm
Yes,
not sure. But that was a great race. It was great defending from Pedreno as well as Nomsi. So, congratulations on the race win.
yeah, thank you very much.
And there's a few other points as well going into this season, because obviously we've still got 30 more rounds left. After tonight, who would you say is your biggest rival in the Tier 2 Championship?
I must look if the other tracks fit me also so good, because I practiced a lot for Bahrain tonight and the last days, and well, it's very very close championship, I think, and yeah, we must go on.
Good
Yeah.
Good answer there. Good answer there. And Japan next week as well, heading from obviously the hot temperatures of Bahrain to Suzuka International Circuit. What are your hopes for that one? Are you gonna get it 2 for 2, or do you think someone else could possibly get the win there?
Oh, in this, I not driven so many laps in Japan in this game, and I first of all must start to practice and look if I think the curbs in Japan are a little bit yeah, not so nice. Yeah. Yeah, I
And
must practice.
I will let you enjoy your champagne or whatever you like to drink if you're not over 18 and celebrate. So well done and congratulations on your race victory. And we will interview our P3 sitter at the moment, podium sitter Nomsi. It must have been very difficult in the final few laps keeping those soft runners behind you. But you did an excellent job defending for the likes of Tom, for the likes of the Red Bull drivers as well. Was it difficult?
Well, honestly, I think it was so hard to keep up with Tom. He was on pretty much new softs, and me, I was on hards, old hards, so it was pretty hard. And Ruben and Jay has been so fast this week, so I don't know. My strategy was not very good. I thought maybe the hards will be a lot better, but I think I've been incredibly good. How can I say? Because I didn't really thought I will be P3 this weekend, because in tier 2 I was pretty slow. In practice I was pretty slow too, so I didn't know I was gonna be P3 this weekend, so I'm really happy with that, and let's go. We're gonna take the champagne for this.
Yes, definitely as well. And I think, honestly, your battles has been superb throughout the race as well. And this is the first time you've been racing with some of these guys as well. And, your qualifying session as well, do you think it could have gone a little bit better, or was it the best you could have done?
I think it was the best I could have done, because in qualifying, like practice or anything, I wasn't doing that time. I was like at 24.4, and that time I did 24.3. So honestly, I think I did the best I could.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to be heading to Japan next week. What would you say is your teething points for that, or are you looking forward to that track?
Honestly, I don't really like this track, so
Fair enough.
I think Ruben will be a lot higher than us, because he's honestly a great driver. He's super fast, so I think he will be in the top 5 at least.
And who would you say, I asked the same question to Jay as well, who would you say is your biggest rival in this championship after tonight?
Well, honestly, I don't really know because we were really on the same pace. I was on hard, they were on mediums, soft, so we can't really we can't really say what pace we got with them. So I don't really have a rival with them.
Fair enough, fair enough. It's hard to predict these days as well. So congratulations, Domsey. P3 for you. And like Jay, I will let you enjoy your podium celebrations. And I can't wait to see you on the track next week. So that was our podium interviews for tonight as well. And that was an outstanding race. And Adia, sum up your thoughts.
So this is one of the best opening rounds of PCTs that I've seen in a while. Considering the grid, this is a very tight grid. Looking at the qualifying, I think there was 5 tenths difference between the top 15, maybe on softs. So this is going to be a very interesting season. This is going to go down to the wire, I'm pretty sure. And looking at the championship, as of now, I don't think anyone can make a guess of who's winning because I'm pretty sure luck is going to play a big role through the whole season. So let's see. As of now, congratulations to JST and Nomzi, as well as Ruben Petrino. You can celebrate with how much champagne or sparkling water if you're underage you want to. So yeah, have fun, and we'll see you both next week in Japan, a track which I particularly don't like, but has a good history of racing and very ballsy moves through the corners of the S's as well as the 130R.
Yeah, 130R, I have to say, is definitely the interesting part of that circuit then. So that has been it then for this week. Make sure you follow us on Twitter then at WOR League to find out the latest streams at the moment, as well as the latest results and stewards report as well. You can also follow us on our socials as well. On Twitter, you can follow me at JessGames95. Adia, hit us with your socials please on Twitter.
So my socials are the brown guy 23. As you can hear from my voice, I'm actually a brown person. I am from India, so yeah, that will be my social on Twitter, the brown guy 23.
Thank you very much. Give him a follow if you please. That will be amazing. And this was his first ever commentary in league racing, and I have to say he's done a pretty good job, so I can't wait to have him in the commentary books. But for you guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a privilege sharing the Sunday night with all of you and with all of us, as it were. And we will see you next week. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. UK time on the World Online Racing League YouTube channel for the Japanese Grand Prix for PC Tier 2. It's been a spectacular race this week. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic race next week too. We will see you soon. Goodbye.
Antoine is going to be crowned your WR Season 10 champion.
And history's been made. Balanan, the first WOR PS4 champion. What a championship! What a season! Absolutely phenomenal!